Ever since you said that not to hold it in, that it doesn't matter, I'm like always conscious about that now.
I still do it anyway.
I think I kind of would too, just to like be like I can hold it in. I'm badass. Reality, it's
Yeah,
like it's
right?
hurting my lungs.
Well, do you get like a double dose of getting high if you do that? Do you think?
Of holding it in, or
Yeah, because you're getting the head high from where you're faking it.
uh, no, I think it's just
I think it just kills your brain cells.
Wow.
Why? I mean, you're asking. That's my honest answer. I think it just kills
True,
the brain
true.
cells.
yeah, because all you're doing is like taking away the oxygen from your brain,
Oh,
and I feel like
yeah.
you literally can hold your breath right now and get the same reaction.
Just a reminder, as always, this content is for entertainment purposes only, and opinions expressed is ours and ours alone. Does not belong to you, belongs to us. And also, there's going to be spoilers ahead. Yeah, because that's just the way it is. It's hard for me to speak about a movie and not spoil it.
It is. Yes. I
Like,
mean,
I
I
don't
think I
know.
get that from you.
Probably, or I don't know.
I mean, because I've
But
been
yeah,
told people that I've either over-explain it too much or like I'll spoil it, and she's like, "I'm sorry, I just get so excited that I just start telling it." I
yeah.
guess.
I
No,
feel like
yeah,
I'm
you go
uncensored.
overboard.
Well,
Huh?
damn, thanks.
Wait,
Doesn't hold
what? What
nothing
noodles?
back.
I'm like I feel like I give pretty good summaries of things. I don't think I give out a lot unless asked to.
Yeah.
Yeah, you mostly don't like to like over-explain things either.
I don't.
Anyways, you guys, I want to jump into this because I feel like we're gonna have a lot to say. I know that Noodles and I have talked about it, but we haven't talked to you at all about it, Musika, about
Oh
this
yeah,
movie.
leaving me out and shit.
So, well, you watched it last night,
I did.
and I'm curious to see how this is gonna go on. But so the movie that we're talking about is called Emilia Perez. It's on Netflix. It came out. It says here November 1st, 2024, but I remember. I think it just really came out like it was available. I think it was on the 15th. I think it was Friday. So I don't know why, but that it says here November 1st. And on the USA and the US, I don't know if it other countries if it's out already or if it's been out. The director is Ja Audillard, and I am sorry if I mispronounced that. It's starring Selena Gomez, Zoe Saldana, Edgar Ramirez, Carla Sofia Gascon. This movie, in short, it's about a Mexican lawyer who is offered an unusual job to help a notorious cartel boss retire and transition into living as a woman, fulfilling a long-held desire. So this movie already has, I have read that it's already been a bit controversial. People like it, people hate it. First off, I just want to say that for me, the reason that I wanted to watch this movie was because Selena Gomez was in it. I did not know actually what it was about or what kind of movie it was, but I like Selena Gomez and I saw that she was really excited. She had been talking about this movie for a while on her Instagram, and she had actually said that this was a role that she really, 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 really wanted, and that she actually cried. I saw like she put up you know, a clip of her where she's actually crying when she got the call that she got it. So I thought, okay, so I want to see what she was really passionate about. When we started watching, I told Noodles, I said, hey, there's this movie and I kind of want to watch it because it's Selena Gomez. What do you think? She's like, yeah. We started watching it and my jaw dropped because I didn't know, I never heard that it's a musical actually.
Oh yeah, that
So
definitely surprised me when started randomly singing in the first bit of
yeah,
it. I thought it was
Yeah,
just her rhyming to herself, like to like calm
right.
herself, get focused. Like sometimes people do that like in their head.
I thought
Hmm.
so too when I first saw it, and I was like, oh, that's funny. But then it continued, and I was like, oh, okay.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. Like that caught me off guard. And I'm like, "Oh, did I don't know if it was advertised that way or if it wasn't. Because like I tell you, I really like I saw that it was on the whatever news, not the news, the some festivals like film festivals and stuff. Like I knew that, but again, I it caught me off guard because I was like, okay, was this? Did they ever announce it as a musical? I don't know. I never heard of it being a musical at all.
Hmm.
I'm interested to find out anybody else if they knew going in that it was a musical. Like, I
Yeah,
would be
I did.
interested to know that. Yeah.
It's funny because like I didn't ask any questions about this movie. I was just like, okay,
No.
let's watch it. And the first minutes that I saw it, I was like, oh, okay, so it's a cartel movie. So I was like, okay, cool, that's fine. But then she started singing, and I was just
Confused.
like, but
Yeah.
I really like it. It was a happy little accident.
So I'm trying to think like where can we start with this because there's a lot. I guess we can start with the acting if you guys want. We can talk about that, I guess. What did you think of Selena? Because like I said, my main reason honestly to watch it was because Selena Gomez is talking about it and I wanted to see her in it.
Hmm.
I also knew that there was some Spanish in it, but that's another thing that caught me off guard. The movie, I would say, is about what? About almost 75% Spanish?
Yeah, I would say
Or I don't
maybe
know.
a little bit more.
Yeah, so that also caught me off guard because it's mainly in Spanish. They do have the subtitles, so I'm gonna say I liked Selena's acting,
Hmm.
but I honestly, there's a lot of the times that I couldn't understand her Spanish. Like that accent was really, really thick.
Mm-hmm.
And I think if I didn't have the subtitles, I wouldn't have understood what she was saying. So I don't know. I mean, but then I saw on on social media where people were saying the same thing. Some people were actually like she was getting criticized for
Oh
it.
wow.
Yeah, because they said like, oh, like her Spanish, blah blah blah, and but then somebody else said that that's actually the way the role was supposed to be. That because her character doesn't know, like that's how her character was supposed to speak. I don't know what's
Okay.
if that's true or not, but personally, I didn't like it either. What did you guys say? But her acting, I love her acting. I think she's freaking beautiful. I mean, there's that scene where she walking out of the car. She's walking out of the car, like from her boyfriend's car, and she's walking, then she turns around and she flashes him. Oh God, I think she's freaking hot. She's so beautiful in that one.
Yeah. I think she did a good job. I mean, I don't know, like I liked her acting. The way that she played her character, I feel was spot on. The accent, I
Mhm.
really can't say nothing because I'm pretty sure I have the same accent. So, okay, I don't really know a lot of Spanish, so I don't speak it all that often. But when I do, the ones who have heard me have said I have an accent when I speak it. So, like, I'm not gonna. Her Spanish, it really didn't bother me all that much, but like for like half the movie, I really was catching every other word.
Mhm.
But yeah, like I needed the subtitles. I really liked everyone's acting, really. I think the main girl that we follow, I loved.
That's Zoe Saldana.
Okay, so Zoe, like I really loved her acting. I loved I feel like she had so many moments where it was very fast paced and she was able to hold her own. Like all those dance moves that she had to learn and then
Mhm.
the way that she would sing, she had to sing very fast. It was just a lot. She
I thought she did
really,
pretty good too.
yeah.
She's also the one I think she plays Gamora and I might be wrong. Doesn't she also play Neytiri in Avatar?
She's the one that plays in Avengers? No,
Yeah,
not Avengers. It's Guardians of the Galaxy.
yeah,
Yeah,
that's her.
that's her.
What? That's her? That's so dope. I didn't know that.
Yeah. Because
Yeah.
like I felt like I recognized her. I know I seen her in another movie or a TV show, but oh my god, I can't remember for the life of me.
I liked all of their acting. Like I said, it was just for me. It was
Like the main
I'm
one for you,
not
Miss Lena.
right, and the reason I'm not criticizing because, like you said, like everyone has an accent. Like I'm not really criticizing that aspect of it. It's more I feel for a film. Like I don't know, I feel her accent was way thick, but with hers,
You know, funny enough, I understood her a bit more better than there was Zoe or the other girl for Rita, right?
really.
There were
Yeah,
times,
Rita.
yes, it was only because I felt like she spoke a little too rush, and
Hmm.
I know that's exactly how the Mexican language is, but I think that's always why I had a hard time.
Mexican, you mean Spanish?
No, that's what I said. Like,
You said Mexican language.
I mean, everyone knows what I mean. Anyways, but no, like again, like, cause no, yeah, like again, like Spanish language, it is fast in general, and it's very fast paced, and I always had a hard time because like I either like some words will sound the same or they'll get jumbled up, and I will just mix it up, or I won't understand it. Ask people to repeat like twice and three times, and they'll get annoyed, and it's just like, I'm sorry, you spoke a little too fast. I'm not used to it. Please, just repeat it a little more slower. God, my words are jumbling up today. And I could see where a lot of them would get annoyed, and it's just like, I'm sorry, like I didn't grow up with it a lot, and the times again, like mentioned back a long time ago, like when grandma died, like our family pretty much like stopped speaking Spanish around because there was a point I was able more or less to understand, even when everybody would talk super freaking fast, like I was able to understand more or less.
Hmm.
But now, like after all these years, it's like it's hard. I had to really like focus on the words
Yeah.
just to hear.
Well, here's the
Jeez,
thing.
company.
I think the Spanish, here's the thing, right? So Selena is Mexican American, right?
Mhm.
Zoe Saldana, she was born in New Jersey, I believe, but her parents are
If I remember, weren't they Puerto Rican or something like that?
yes, it's Puerto Rican and what was the other one that I said? And the reason that I'm saying this is because see, yes, her accent also at some points when she was speaking Spanish, there was sometimes that I was like, yeah, that if it wouldn't have had the closed caption, I wouldn't have known. Dominican, Dominican Republic. So Puerto Rican and Dominican Republic.
You know, it's funny. I
And
think they
that,
actually use the same thing like that when she says like about her.
yeah, she does say it on there. Yeah. Because, yeah. And so her accent, her Spanish accent is not a Mexican accent.
Mhm.
And even like the tempo of sometimes like the things that she would say, that's not because I feel that when you know Spanish and you listen to the difference, you will notice that people from like other Spanish speaking countries like Cuba or Puerto Rico or Santo Domingo or like any other, they usually are really their Spanish is way faster than
Mhm.
Mexican. Like
Yeah, I
I've
agree with
had
that.
issues. Yeah, and I've had issues. I mean, I remember, I'll never forget. Oh my gosh, we had one of our drivers one time. He was Cuban, I believe. He was Cuban. And remember he was in here and he wanted to talk to your dad and me. And we're sitting here and he was saying he was talking and talking and your dad and I were just like looking at him. I could not understand a word of what this man was saying. But I thought, oh, well, your dad must be, he probably understands. When this man left, I looked at your dad and I was like, oh my God, I did not understand anything that he said. And then your dad said, yeah, me either. He's
Oh,
like, yeah.
I remember you guys
And
told me
then,
this, and we all laughed because I remember you told
yes.
us this. We all laughed. We're like, "What? For once, he didn't understand."
Yeah, because he spoke so fast. So I think with Zoe, her Spanish, her accent was different. But I could understand it. I understood her way better than Selena's character.
hmm
Mhm.
But again, I don't know which one's true. I haven't really looked it up. Whether it is because that's the way the character, but I mean the acting and I think she was spot on for this character.
I also liked how again a part of in the movie and everything, like how again like, spoiler, like when she's being sent away for their safety, and she literally says like, why can't I go to my sisters in, what was it, Florida?
Yes. Yeah.
In Florida. And to me it's like, okay, that's why her accent sounds like that, like because again, like she grew up on both sides, and that's why it sounds a bit thicker, you know.
Yeah.
At least that's how I always took it, like she spoke English first and then Spanish, or a mix of both.
What about the actress Carla Sofia Gascon? She played Emilia Perez. I don't know what she's which she's been in. Hold on, I'll look it up.
I thought she was great. I thought she
My
played
character.
her character pretty well, especially like going from
From male to female.
yeah, from male to female and showing the distinctions of like she was before as a Cartel lord, you know, like all like brute force, not caring about life, like it's my way or no way. Being a woman now and like seeing these consequences is like, oh, like what happens when you do this and who does it actually affect? And because especially again like since like she herself was away from her own children and like she was starting to miss them and everything, she empathized more better of like, so this is what I did with all everyone else, every daughter, son, mother, and father, like this is what she did. And like she felt, you know, again, like I think to me it's like that shows like not only the difference between the genders but like of like two sides of like parenting.
You know what? I was just reading here that actually, this is the first time that Zoe acts in Spanish. And not only that she acted almost the entire film in Spanish, she also sang in it in Spanish. Like, dang.
Wow.
And then I was curious to see, I wasn't sure if this actress, she played the same, Emilia Perez and Manitas, and she did. Wow, okay, I'm impressed now.
Wow.
Yeah.
Really?
Oh, okay, that was actually a surprise. I thought it was two different actors.
Me too.
Same.
I think that she stole the movie. I mean, obviously the movie is definitely about her, about Emilia Perez. But yeah, I mean, I think she did a fantastic job, both as Manitas and as Emilia. Which, by the way, come on. I don't know why they picked the name Manitas. For those of you that don't know Spanish, Manitas in Spanish means little hands, small hands.
Yeah, like I always took it like I remember like, oh my god, who was it that explained that to me? I want to say one of my uncles, one of
But
Dad's
explain
brothers.
what?
Oh, again, I was little because I forgot what he asked, and I think Dad was there. He probably doesn't remember, honestly. He asked me to pick something up, and he told me to like later on, Dad explained it to me when they were done laughing a little, like to pick something up with my tiny hands, and I was like, what? And I didn't get the joke, and then Dad later on explained it because I was little, I was told to pick something up that was bigger than my hands, and I was see, you're laughing because like they were just laughing, and I was just like, what? Again, like under 10, not understanding this, like what?
That's just funny.
Oh,
I'm
thank
trying
you.
to think of what
Thank you for
context
laughing
that
at that.
happened, and it's funny. No, but it's because, and in this movie, right, Manitas, like he's this drug lord, like he's a kingpin, you know, and so especially Mexican cartel kingpins are like ruthless, and they're normally like these,
No, yeah,
you
like when,
know.
like again, like when she's having the bag over her head and everything, and when she hears him speak and he tells her his name, like she literally says shit, like she's like, yep, I'm fucked. Like she has the moment like, I'm gonna die this very instant, nothing left of me.
Right. Yeah, and it was, so that's why I think it's just hilarious that the name is, you know, is Manitas. It's just not, I mean, it's just the last thing but yeah, you know what? But that's how it is. I mean, anyways, yeah, the acting I think the acting all around was really good.
Yeah.
Everyone in this movie did really well.
Even with the singing, like
Yes.
Oh yeah.
the only one that I thought was super funny to watch was when she's singing to the doctor. And
Why?
there's I don't know, like it's just when he started singing, I couldn't take it seriously.
Oh yeah, that one kind of caught me off guard a little.
I don't know why. Like it's literally just him. Everyone else, I don't know why it was just the doctor.
To me, it was Manitas. When Manitas started to sing, I was like, this sounds so weird. Like, no, I can't picture the boss doing that. Do you guys have a favorite song or like a favorite? Because I know I do, and a least favorite one. Okay, I'll go first. So, my favorite was the doctor one. I think that was one of my favorite ones. I don't know why. I like the way she replies and everything. And my least favorite is the first song that Manita sings.
Really?
Yeah. Why do you say it that way?
It's just like, I don't know, like I thought his okay, granted, the first time, like, it wasn't exactly the best, but I didn't think it was the worst. I don't know. I guess
No,
that's just
I'm not
me.
saying it's the worst. I'm just saying that's my least favorite song.
Oh yeah, but like, I'm just saying, like, I don't think it was that bad.
Yeah, well, I do. The opinions here are solely my personal opinions. Witchy, did you not get that at the beginning?
No, I did not. My favorite, funny enough, is actually when when Emilia reveals to herself to Jesse that, you know, she's manitas, and the song right there,
Oh,
like, oh my god, like
God.
that was just like that's so sad, like, cause she again, like she's shocked, she thinks like she's just crazy, and then when she realizes, like the realization in her eyes, like her husband, like even though like yes, she explained to her at some point that she was obviously very scared of her
Hmm.
husband a lot, but like again hearing the backstory a little bit of them a little bit, it's like, oh, like they were, you know, in love, and obviously deep feeling. I think it was at some point, I don't know, maybe during the transition or a little before, like when Manitas realizes that this is not who she really was and everything, and started distancing and everything, and she was just looking to be on to somebody, and happened to have been Gustavo, which by the way I do not like that name.
Which name?
Gustavo. Like it's just,
Oh,
I don't know, the way it sounds. I don't like it.
yeah.
Apologies to anyone who is named Gustavo or knows a person named Gustavo. Like again, nothing wrong with the name. I personally don't like it. But no, yeah, when she realizes that, like again with the song and everything, like and the way like she just hugs her in the end, like very tightly, like you're here, like realizing that we're always alive. Like I love that.
Yeah.
It sang to me, and I want to say my least favorite. Honestly, it was. You guys might not like me for this, or you might disagree. I would have to say when Selena was singing like and back in the villa, like how like she felt like she was a prisoner, and I don't know, like I didn't like it. I don't think it was the best, and I felt I don't
When she
know
first arrived?
when she when she raised back in Mexico, like it's just like I felt like
Wow.
it wasn't that good.
Is that the
Yeah.
one when she's in her room?
Yeah, when she's in her
Yeah.
room.
Yeah, that's my least favorite too.
That's what I'm
Okay.
saying. Wow, like you guys, you guys really are related. That
We
was
really are
actually one of my
siblings.
favorites. Yeah, that was actually one of my favorites.
I don't know. To me, it was just
Like, don't get me
I don't
wrong,
know.
her
Like I
all of her
guess
other scenes are pretty great. It's just that one, I don't know why, it just
Hmm.
didn't vibe well with me. I guess it's just like it didn't do well.
What about you, Noodles? What's your favorite and your least favorite?
no. I already said my least favorites.
But okay, so why?
I I honestly just didn't like how Selena did it. I don't know if it was like I guess for me it was just too random.
Hmm.
I don't even know if that's the right word I want to use.
Okay.
But yeah, like that was my least favorite. I've seen her videos and I've heard her sing, and I just feel like that one just didn't
Mm.
measure up, you know?
Mm.
The rest of the time when she does sing and all that, like she does amazingly, like don't get me wrong. I just that one's just
That wasn't one of your favorite. All right, and what's your favorite? Or which one? Yeah, which one did you like the most?
the one that I liked the most was when they did the speech, when they're giving that speech.
Oh,
The
that was your
speech.
most favorite or your least favorite?
Oh, that's right. When,
Oh, with the
yes,
benefit?
yeah, at the benefit.
Yeah, that.
That
I
was
just,
okay.
I loved it. I don't know. I think it was mainly
Yeah.
the dance moves that I was really into, but
Huh. Okay. So, all right. So moving on, you guys. What about what did you guys think of the character development of them? What did you guys think of the character? Which character do you think did the most character development, and which one did the least?
I think the one the most definitely is Emilia, because again, like how I said before, like she went from this big bad boss who like everyone feared and like didn't care, wanted to get everything done. Like again, like when she goes on little small shopping spree, when Rita goes on a small shopping spree, like in between looking for a place for her to get her surgeries and everything, like Maites grows annoyed and tired and literally has two guys break into the place that she's at, put a bag over her, which has to be freaking terrifying. Like
Mm-hmm.
that got my heart pumping a little for her, I was like, oh my god.
Yeah.
Like again, went from that to again like when she heard of, I'm pretty sure like one of her victims' mothers asking about her son, and again her saying like how he disappeared like what, like 4 or 5 years ago,
Mhm.
and like how she said like he was going to be a teacher,
Yeah.
and how Rita was like, oh, this has to be one of her past haunts, like of what
Yeah.
she did.
So you
And
feel like
I,
Amelia did the best.
oh
Yeah.
yeah,
Sorry.
cause like again, like she went from like brutal like killer like doesn't really care about the lies to all of a sudden like realizing like these were actual living people with, again, with families and friends that were missing and loving them.
Mhm. Okay. What about you, Noodles? Who do you think did the most, or
No,
just in
yeah.
general, also the least, or?
Yeah, I agree with Musica. I want to say that I think Rita, like I feel like she changed, but not a lot. I think it was more of the like
Mhm.
she realized that she helped someone with a terrible past, and
Mhm.
it turned a whole new leaf, and now she got to do that for the rest. Like she got to help build this amazing organization, really made a name for them. So I think like that was awesome, and even in there, like you could kind of see it, like how she kind of realized it, and she was like, "Whoa," like it.
Yeah.
I don't think it was a huge like change that she went through, but I think it was enough. I don't know if that makes sense.
Well, no, yeah, I agree. I think that I don't think Rita did much, but I think that's fine because I think that, I think that that was necessary. Like it wasn't necessary, especially because it wasn't about her. So it wasn't really
Hmm.
necessary for her to have a lot of character development. But
Hmm.
I'm gonna talk about Selena Gomez's character. I forget what her name was.
Jesse.
Oh yeah, Jessie. I think her. I like her because I guess at the beginning, like when she first comes out, you kind of, I don't know about you, but I really didn't really have an opinion of what how she was acting, or I mean, to me, it was like she was I don't know. I couldn't get a read of her character. But then it wasn't until after Manitas became Amelia, after she thought that he was dead. And so I didn't think that she had it in her to do what she did.
No, yeah, like the fact that like she even said like how like again like telling Amelia like, oh, like when she asked her like would you have run away, like why didn't you,
Mhm.
and like her answer like again, which is I think like, yeah, I'm pretty sure this is what all of them realize that eventually at some point like they can't because like they'll literally be hunted.
Yeah. Oh
Yeah.
yeah.
And the fact that how she said like even though like yes like she did cheat, but like she immediately broke it off because she's like the risk was not worth the take,
Mhm.
which to me it's like okay, good, like she wasn't stupid, like she wasn't
Right.
that yeah, she was like a little naive at times I think, but like she wasn't stupid enough to like wanting to risk her life at the time, let alone like I imagine like her own kids either.
Well, okay, so I mean, let's talk about overall the movie overall. What did now like we can go definitely go in depth in I guess your opinions and how did y'all feel about overall the film? What was your impression?
I liked it. I would definitely honestly tell people to like watch this because I think it was pretty good.
Yeah, I like the movie. I know a lot of people don't like musicals, but even if they were to have not put in any of it, I still feel like they have a really solid story to tell. It's very unique. It's very like I haven't heard it quite like this before. So 10 out of 10 would recommend.
Yeah, I mean, here's the thing, right? Which is something we've been talking about here because when we watched it, like I said, when I first started watching it, I was like, okay, this is definitely not the movie I thought it was going to be. Everything I again going in not knowing what to expect. Me, because I like musicals, I liked it. I love this movie. I think, oh, because it's different for me, it feels, even the music, it feels raw, it
Hmm.
feels dirty at times, but it goes with the movie. And so, again, because I'm a musical lover, I'm into that. I liked it. People who are not musical lovers, that's where I think the disconnect is going to be, which, I wonder why they went in this direction. Like, I wonder why they did it into a musical, because I think that a lot of people I think the story is great. I like the story. I do have some criticisms, which I'll bring it up right now, but is it perfect? No. It's not a perfect story. It's not, I'm sure that because it has had some controversy about it, which I'll tell you guys about it too. But apart from all that, I think that it's alienating people who would watch it, but because at the beginning it started, after, like you said, I think the same thing happened to me. It happened to you guys. Like, I thought, oh, it's just her inner dialogue. Like, that's not how the whole movie's going to be. But then when you see it, and I think that that's where it's going to lose a lot of its audience. But I feel that if it wouldn't be that musical aspect, I mean, if just the story alone holds up. And what I mean by that is, for example, okay, one of my favorite musicals of all time is the Rocky Horror Picture Show. I love that movie. That's one of my favorite
Mhm.
movies. But with that said, I don't think that I would like the Rocky Horror Picture Show if it wasn't a musical. Because to me, what makes that movie is, I mean, the music. That's one of my favorite things about that movie.
Mhm.
And if I really sit back and I think about the story behind it, I don't know. I don't know if I would. I would like it the first time, but I don't think it would have.
As much.
Yeah, I don't think it would have become the cult movie that it is right now
Mhm.
if it wouldn't be for the music. And so I think that not all musicals, I think a lot of musicals are popular because of the music. Yes, the story is secondary, but the music is what, to me anyway, with that movie calls. With Emilia Perez, I feel like this movie would hold with or without the music.
Yeah.
True.
But with that said, we did force your dad to sit down and watch the movie. And this is why I said, because do you remember when, after we watched it, I was like, oh my God, everyone needs to watch it. But I know, for example, like your dad, I know he's not a fan of musicals. And so I thought, oh, okay. And I said, look, power through it. The first 20 minutes of it. And if you just can't watch it after then fine. You don't have to watch it. But yeah, so he watched it and he said exactly what I thought he was going to say. He said that he didn't like it, but because of the music. He said if they wouldn't have, like, why did, because he said exactly, why did they have to do that with the music? Like, why? That movie is about cartels and the mafia, like, it doesn't go with it. And this is from his standpoint, because again, he doesn't like musicals. And yes, again, this is unusual because it has to do with that. The controversies that I have heard of it, I've heard that people from the LGBTQ community, specifically trans, have not liked it because they have said that it doesn't depict the actual transition, that also they don't like the fact that like it changed her personality completely. So there's some things about that they're not liking. Me personally, I think that if they hadn't done the music parts of it, maybe they would have had enough time to put that in. But I think that because they didn't, because it's a musical, I think that's why they didn't put it. But I don't know, like but I'm not trans, so from that aspect, I mean, I liked it. I think that I don't think I know it's gonna sound weird because I don't think it's a movie about, like, I don't think that should be the focus of it. It's a story.
Yeah.
I don't know if I'm explaining myself what I mean by that. Like, I don't know if you guys understand what I mean by that.
Mhm. No, I think I understand. I
Well,
mean,
explain it to me.
go ahead.
So basically, okay, so yes, right? So it starts with Rita, where Rita is taken by Manitas. Manitas a kingpin. And he says, I'm going to hire you because I want to transition from male to female, right? And she asked him, like, okay, so do you just want to change? Because I at first did think, oh, he wants to change to like, because you know that there's theories, I'm not saying it's real. Again, entertainment purposes only, but there's theories that actually some cartels have done that, where they switch their identity, they go through surgery and stuff. So I feel that's what she was asking. But when Manita said no, yeah, like, basically yes, like I've always wanted to be female. So Rita helps him, to become Emilia, and then 4 years later, and then, Manitas dies, and everybody thinks, yeah, okay, Manitas died, but I guess Manitas did die, really, and Emilia was born. So then Emilia, 4 years later, because they put Manitas' wife, or widowed now, and the two kids, they sent them to Switzerland. They send him to Switzerland, and they think, she sees on TV that Manitas died, and so that's it. They think, okay, and the lawyer fixes everything, like the will, so that the wife can get the money, whatever. 4 years later, Emilia emerges and says, you know what, I want my kids back. She pretends she's the aunt or the cousin. No, yeah, the aunt. No, the cousin.
Yeah, the
She
cousin,
pretends,
so she's an aunt. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
right. Yeah, she pretends to be Manitas' cousin, and she brings him in, and then actually, to me, that's really where the story began for me, because it's like, okay, now you see the struggle that now Emilia has, because she wants to connect to her kids, just like she wants to pick up where she left off.
Yeah.
But now it's different, one, because, to the kids, this is someone they've never met,
Yeah.
they don't know. And then it does seem that to me, it's like, it seems like Emilia is turning a new leaf, because she's doing better. You're right. Like, she starts whereas before, when we first meet, Manitas, it's scary. He's a scary guy. And so now, but it's not Manitas no more. It's Emilia. And so Emilia now, wants to, we don't know what she was doing in these 4 years, by the way. At least I don't remember that they said anything, right?
They really haven't said anything. Oh, yeah.
Right. So we really don't know if Emilia's been good or has been bad. We don't know. Yeah, all we know is that when she gets there, when we're, introduced to Emilia, yeah, then we see that she has like a change of heart, sort of, and starts finding all of these missing people, which is like thousands of people, but she's helping the community and she's doing something good. And even to the point where she's there for her kids, they think that she's just their aunt, and she's nice to the wife, even though the wife, like, starts going out, and she's kind of semi-nice. But then when the wife tells her, like, oh, I'm going to get married, and Emilia realizes that she's going to take the kids too, like, they're going to move out, and because now I'm guessing, like, how is she gonna see the kids? It's not, she obviously wanted the kids. That, I think, was such a scary moment in the movie.
No, yeah, because, funny too, because, like, for a second, you actually hear Manitas' old voice.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, and so it was a really scary moment. And that's when I was telling, because I feel that a lot of people are upset because of that part, because then, like, it's almost like if she breaks character, right? And goes back into being Manitas, but then, like, realizes and is, oh shit, But I honestly feel that Manitas / Emilia, right? They're still deep down, they're still the same person. Like, they're still, if you are bad, you're gonna be bad.
Oh yeah,
and
especially since, like, that's something.
You're gonna be good.
Yeah, sorry. Especially since, like, that was something, again, like, she's done for, like, years.
Right.
And
so,
like, I remember even one of the songs when she's with her new love interest, like, she says, him, her, I think Jean says their names, like, both the names. Like she literally says like we're one and the same. Like I'm both.
Yeah.
And to me it's like, no, yeah, it's true. Like yes, like obviously no longer physically the same, completely different. But it's like it's true. Like you can't. It's like I guess best I could describe it as like foundation. You know, it's like you can't say like that wasn't your starting point because it really kind of was. Like that's who you were before to help build the base of like who you could possibly be, grow up to be, and discover yourself.
Yeah. And again, I think that at the core, we are the person that we are. Yeah, like I think that at the end of the day, Emilia was always Emilia. Even though, right? Because even though Emilia was born Manitas, Emilia was always Emilia. Yes, I could see where some characteristics would change, because obviously, since Emilia was born as and again, this is coming from a cis woman, female, so don't come at me. I mean, this is from my perspective, which is the only perspective I can speak on. But I'm saying the way I understand it is like Emilia was always Emilia.
Yeah.
It's just, you know what I mean? It's just that Emilia was born Manitas, and Manitas just happened to be, because also, like, she explained later, like, the environment. I think it was actually when Manitas was trying to when they were going to convince the doctor. And he's like, you know what? I was born, like, I had to literally fight and claw my way to the top. And so I think that in that moment, when she gets mad at Jesse and attacks Jesse, I feel that was just always her.
Yeah.
But I think people are, again, and this is just my interpretation of it, I don't think that it was like, oh, they're showing, like, because I think that you are just not like that with Manitas was evil. Manitas did do a lot of evil shit. They don't say they're what, but I mean, we know what they do.
Yeah. Like we can imagine.
Yeah.
I guess not that hard. Yeah.
So that's why I mean, so I liked it, like I said. But those are the controversies that it had.
Well, I liked it.
I definitely recommend it, mostly because, like, again, definitely does have to do, like, I guess, like, a bit of identity issues, and also the fact that, like, how Emilia had to go from, like, being a prominent parent figure to her own children to be like, oh, I'm just the aunt. Because, like, again, like, when she was, like, kissing them and hugging them a lot, which definitely was, I could see, like, how they were like, what the hell? And how Rita pretty much had to tell her, like, you can't do that no more. Like, I could only imagine how much that probably hurt her. Because, like, again, like, 4 years never of haven't seen your kids, all of a sudden seeing them, they're bigger already, and you're just like, oh, what? Like, where did the time go? And it's just like, well, how else can you say other than, like, oh, not only that, but also, like, I think another one that also, like, hit the feels more, like, well, second, to, like, the one with Jesse was when Emilia goes and sees her youngest son, I believe. Like, he's still awake, and she sits with him until he goes to sleep, and he says, like, you smell like how my dad used to.
Yeah.
And the way he goes to describing, like, how much the smells mean and what, like, memories they unlocked for him, is just like, ugh, that. And again, like, I think that also probably hit inside to the actress too, because, like, I think, like, again, I want to think, like, those tears were actually real, because I felt tears from me, and I was like, that has to be sad, because, like, as far as they know and they're concerned, like, their dad, again, even though, yes, a drug lord and everything, that was still their parent, who they loved and had good memories. Like, again, they showed when he was playing soccer, even though it was, like, out in the middle of nowhere, like, he was still trying to, like, give them happy memories, which, honestly, it's like, that's just so sad. And the fact that, like, he again, like, Emilia was just, like, letting him, like, I guess, like, smell her, like, just smell the old scent, and just remembered all those good memories.
Yeah.
That was such a sad scene.
And I think that scene worked really well also, because then you kind of get why. Like, Emilia had been away from them for 4 years, even though it was because she wanted it that way, because she really didn't have to do it that way.
Yeah.
I don't think, but because the reason I'm saying that, because, like, Manitas was really powerful. And clearly Jesse was scared. of her. So I think that if she would have told Jesse, like, what would have Jesse done, you know?
True. But I think like what Manitas was trying what Emilia was trying to do is just like knew everything. Like I think like again like maybe like again like deep down inside like she felt bad like I trapped her in this, I trapped them in this, like I want to free them.
Mhm.
And I think that's where she was trying to come from, which to me
Mhm.
it's like okay, that's kind of nice, but no, yeah, like I do go back to like how like eventually she started missing them because like again like those were her kids too, and that was her
Mhm.
wife, and she was just starting to miss her family.
Yeah.
And again, maybe I could kind of see like why she felt like oh like it has to be the what this way because like how else would you explain like all of a sudden like Manitas is dead and you see Jesse and the kids hanging out with this lady.
Yeah.
Like people would kind of get suspicious, I imagine. So I could see maybe probably to them, to her, sorry, why they felt like
Mhm.
this was the only way.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's kind of how I took it. It like Manitas had to put up this persona for so long that she didn't think anyone would accept her, you know? So
Mhm.
instead of trying to see who would be okay and who wouldn't, she was just like, no, I'd rather just disappear.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, maybe Manitas thought that it would be easier. Like she thought it would be easy to forget her kids.
Right.
Yeah.
But I guess it wasn't, you know?
Hmm.
Which to me, I think
So,
that's nice because, like, again, that also speaks about how deep her parental love went. Like, again, a lot
yeah.
to like the point that she was like, I have to do this because, like, again, when Rita again tells Manitas in the beginning, just before he's about to go off and get his surgery, that eventually the kids will forget him. Like I could see where he got choked up a bit, like his Adam apples moves up and down, like he's having a
Yeah.
hard time to swallow that truth.
Yeah.
Cause no, yeah, like how do you go from like being in your kid's life to abandoning them? To me, it's like I think that's a good parent right there. Cause like obviously, like again, so much love for them. To him, like to him, her, sorry. Um, no other choice but to do that. Compared to
Yeah.
like other parents who just would easily do that, so it's like okay, those are people who don't deserve to be parents. But Manita is like
Mhm.
unfortunate. His situation again, Cartel Lord and everything. He has kids and wants to do everything in her power at the time to protect them. Obviously, still very much having a lot of that power, which to me, I do question like maybe because obviously, like, she set up enough of her money on the side for herself as well to live very comfortably.
Hmm.
Mhm.
So to me, it's just like how you also said to mom, like, those 4 years, like, what did she do? Like, obviously, she did still do something to accumulate more money. I don't know. Because, like,
Mhm.
I imagine it did have something to do probably with trade still. I mean, obviously with guns, I'm thinking, because, like, when she got abducted, and the way Rita was able to call in a squad with
Yeah.
8 to 9 people, and they all loaded up so fast. I imagine she had to do something with guns. That was just like so damn fast and just like on point.
To me, I guess that's it just that made me mad though. The way I don't know if a lot of people are against Jesse, but I don't know if you guys are too, but to me, I feel like she got the short end of the stick. Like how fucked up everything. Like she gave up her family because you know how they're saying about like oh like her family didn't approve,
Mhm.
Yeah.
and she was with Manitas, which it doesn't sound like it sounds like they loved each other, but
Like she
I
was
don't
also
know.
scared.
Yeah, you know, and then she's taken away from everyone, even her family, for 4 years, and all of a sudden, you know, Amelia appears, and I think she had like a little window of maybe freedom and happiness, and then that was it, and then it was gone.
Yeah, I agree. I feel like she deserved way better than what she got.
Yeah.
No, yeah. Again, going back to the song that I didn't like that she sang when she was back in Amelia's house and everything. But again, it does explain like how she felt too. Like she felt like she was trapped in a pretty cage and that she had to be like a trophy. And how she
Mhm.
even explains to Amelia too when they're drinking whiskey.
Mhm.
How like she was always fearful that as she got older that Manitas will replace her with someone young, like how in the beginning of the movie, like that corrupted official did. He got rid of his wife to get a younger one,
Mhm.
which
Yeah.
is terrible, but unfortunately it's like that does happen, especially with powerful men and you don't know what your stance is. Like yes, like she was the mother of his children, but like to most men, it's like that's all like they needed, just someone to carry their kids.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I could see like I do think yeah she did went a little overboard like going out with the boyfriend a lot because even like Emilia was starting to get annoyed like she wasn't seeming like bonding with their kids as much. But
Mhm.
again I could see why she probably did that because again like when she calls Gustavo's for the first time she says like I don't know like I'm safe now because no one's gonna shoot me randomly anymore. Like
Yeah.
I could see like again like her still being slightly hesitant, but is more than willing to take that risk of the fact that like no one's after me because I'm no longer um, a drug lord's
Yeah.
wife.
Yeah.
And as far as they all know, the kids probably won't even go after the Empire because even if they did, they have a lot of competition to like fight over rights, I imagine.
Right.
So I could see like why she would go a little overboard, but I do agree. I do think she got a bit of the short end of the stick. Like again, like obviously that from what it sounds like, very much in love. She was like all in it to the very end. But I do think like probably like so many people like in her situation they probably overestimate thinking that I don't know thinking like it's not gonna be as bad like they're gonna protect me from it I'm not gonna see it as much but like it's like over the years
Mhm.
like you keep hanging around with again it's probably gonna be like the worst description to describe it but
Mhm.
it's the only one I could think of. And please don't get mad at me for this. But I remember saying people said like, if you keep hanging around with rats, you're gonna get dirty.
Mhm.
And like unfortunately, I think that was the case with her. She kept hanging around with Manitas with him the whole time and had kids with him. Like she was seeing all the bloodshed, the horror, the madness of it all. Like of course she wasn't able to fully like close her eyes for it forever.
Well, you guys, like I said, I liked it too. I do hope that if you haven't seen this movie, I hope you give it a shot. And if you're not a musical lover, just like I said, give it the first 20 minutes and see how you feel about it. But the storytelling, I think the story itself is really well. I like it. It's unique. At least I feel it's unique. And I've seen a lot of cartel movies and novelas.
No,
So
yeah.
yeah, I think I liked it. Definitely five blunts for this one, and you don't need to be high to watch it. It's that good. But
Yeah.
hey, my motto is you always get high.
I mean, I think it'd be interesting to kind of like see how a different perspective would be getting high. I imagine the scary parts in the beginning a little bit would kind of be a little bit of a jump for you.
Maybe.
Yeah.
Definitely five blunts. I mean I recommend always to watch High, but that's just me.
Truly the same. Oh yeah, I would also give it 5 buns.
All right, ladies, thank you so much. I'm Mita,
And musica.
And I'm Noodles.
and we're bluntly talking. Bye.
Bye.
See you laters. Hey, don't forget to subscribe, like, share, and follow us on our other social media.